So apparently, there's a thing going on with anime localization where they're actually taking the original artist's work and then effectively casting the original artist's work and intention aside to inject their own political opinions. I would personally consider this to be a failure of your job as a localizer. Your job as a localizer is to have respect for the content. Your job as a localizer is to respect the original artist's intent. And your job as a localizer is to try to get the original intent and emotion and feeling of the work created by the artist and try to present that as accurately as possible to a wider audience of a new language. And so, if you go on the internet as a localizer and you actively admit that you are injecting your own political ideologies in violation of what the original artist intended, then I would consider you to be harming the work that you work on. And I would actively ask that you not work anymore. And so it's because of issues like this and the injection of political ideals and the idea of disrespect for both original artists and different cultures that I'm actually fully on board with the efforts that I'm fully aware of that seek to replace localizers with artificial intelligence. In fact, I have a number of friends who are actively working on this right now. And the reason that they're interested in that, and the reason they're working on using artificial intelligence to replace localizers, is because effectively what's happening here is a localizer committed a supply chain attack. They added their own ideas and their own political ideology to a work of fiction that they were trusted to translate accurately and effectively gave up on their job to do so. And so I would think that if I was an artist and I wanted my work to be perceived and seen by more people in a different country, that they would also have the same respect for me and try to give respect to my local culture and to my local artistry and the work that I put into the media that they are working on and translating. And so if they don't do that, then I would be worried that they would be racially motivated. And I would have to wonder here because if I was a Japanese artist who saw a American white woman taking my work in that scenario and adding their own spin to it, I would be worried that it was about disrespect for my local culture or perhaps even a racial bias that I didn't agree with. And so as a result of that, as you know, as I'm sitting here as a white dude, I look at this and I go, wow, the racists are saying the silent part out loud. And they're admitting that they got into localization because they don't have respect for Asian culture. And I think that's sad.